So this is score versus percentile distribution. So 143 is the highest one. So basically, a couple of people got 143. Then so basically, the lowest score we can see is close to zero. I'm not sure how it is so, but at 80 percentile we can see it is at 170. So this is what happened, and people have scored it reasonably well in the exam. Now,
So
in
Shashank,
English,
just for the clarification of the students, if students are not clear with what percentile is, so percentile is how many students are behind you. So 80 percentile means out of 100 students, if your percentile is 80, 80 students are behind you. You are among the top 20% of the people. So that is what percentile means.
right? Now, this
Shashank, इसमें जो है, when since we are looking at the IMB paper, what is the intake of IMB?
Intake of IMB, I think it is 160 at this point of time. They've 160 or 200.
No, I think it was lower. I think was it not 40, 40? 60 each,
60 each है. मेरे ख्याल से 60 each है.
Now, when you look at 60 each,
yeah, section-wise performance analysis. Now it is saying that the total number of people who got correct, incorrect, but efficiency, accuracy, everything is there in the graph. And in all three sections. So basically in English, correct attempts are 59%, incorrect 22%, unattempted 19%. Accuracy is 73%, efficiency is 59%. So that is what is there. But if you look at the quant, if you look at reasoning corrects are very good. But in quant corrects are not up to the mark. That is less than 50%. That is only 42%. That's what is changed.
Let's go to the individual section. आगे चलते हैं जरा.
This is for verbal.
इस पे ये ठीक है. So I think इसमें ना देखो first 4 questions were from RC, if I'm not wrong, है ना? And the question number 4, if I look at question number 4, 85 or this is 3 rather. 85% students have attempted and only 28 got it right, because personally I feel that most of the students would have marked option C, which is also the correct answer, and D is given as the answer, which is also the correct answer. But वो पढ़ते समय C पहले आ जाता है और वो दिखता है कि ये तो पक्का incorrect पूछा है शायद उसमें. So that might be the reason wherein students would have committed the mistake. Question number 3 में वो problem था.
You're absolutely right, because the question says which of the following are true except. Okay, so out of 4, 3 have to be correct, right, and 1 is wrong. So you have to mark the wrong answer, and इसलिए गलती हुई है. Very important lesson for the students, I would believe, in this question.
So just give me a moment. I'll let me share the actual paper PPT. That will give a good idea.
उसके पहले जो है, one of the things what I find interesting is, if you look at the percentage attempt, the lowest percentage attempt is about 60%, 62, right, 63. Question 34 में 55% है. But by and large, if you look at the average attempt is something like 70%. Okay. Every question. So यहाँ पे मेरा एक सवाल ये है, are students जबरदस्ती attempting every question which is coming their way? That's a question the students need to ask themselves, if they are attempting questions which they should not be. Okay, because if you look at question C, it's definitely a case of not being careful about the question. But look at the other questions also. Secondly, जो इसमें एक और चीज आती है, some of the students seem to be missing out on the easy questions also, but we'll look at that separately. For example, look at question number 7. Okay, 86% accuracy, but only 70% attempted that question. Question number 5, 83% accuracy, only 68% attempted this question. Now, these are questions which you cannot afford to miss as a student. These are questions you have to definitely attempt fully. You can't miss because these are the easy
Sir,
questions.
I think with respect to question number 5, this was a vocab question. So I think those who knew, जो sure थे उन्होंने mark किया है. That's why accuracy might have been high. Because word was also, I would say, moderate to difficult level का ही कुछ word था वो 5th वाला, if I'm not wrong.
इसको जब देखते हो ना सिद्धार्थ, if you look at question 5, it is not that it was a difficult word. And even if you look at the choices, ठीक है, even if you look at the choices,
सर मैं एक काम करता हूँ, पीपीटी शेयरिंग
तो
करता हूँ.
वो हुआ वही है कि जो श्योर था उसने मार्क करके उठा लिया नंबर, और चांस कम लोगों ने ली शायद.
ये हो सकता है.
ये क्वेश्चन नंबर 5.
ठीक है.
एक ऐसे क्विक वो ग्लांस कर लें बाकी क्वेश्चंस में भी क्या.
हाँ शुरू से चल लेते हैं.
शुरू के 4 तो वो पैसेज वाले थे.
Just go to question number 3 एक बार. हाँ.
ये है क्वेश्चन नंबर 3.
Yeah, I think people miss the word accept. All of the following are to accept. So यहाँ पे I think गलती हुई है स्टूडेंट्स से उसमें, but ठीक है, let's go further.
लेकिन सर जब भी इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन आते हैं, नॉट लिखा होता है या एक्सेप्ट लिखा होता है, वो हमेशा वो लोग एग्जाम वाले हमेशा कैपिटल में लिख के देते हैं कि that is not, that is accept.
Actually, what happens is several times our mind is so attuned to what is given in the passage कि वो accept पढ़ के भी ध्यान नहीं आता मार्क करते समय.
Right. Now this was the 5th question.
ठीक है.
Any specific question you think we need to discuss it, या by and large इतना कोई
specific वो नहीं है. मतलब grammar was very easy. I think there were 2 questions from grammar, वो बहुत easy थे. Parajumble was easy. We can go to perhaps parajumble एक बार. For many students that might be एक हो सकता है कि अलग तरीके का question हो. This was sentence completion. This required little bit of, I must say कि थोड़ा सा skill required था. This was one. Identify the sentence that does not fit. अगर कोई first time भी इसे read कर रहा है तो it is very obvious that statement number C completely talks about different topic altogether. बाकी तो quantum और I mean A और D तो quantum के बारे में ही है. Entanglement if anybody knows little bit तो वो भी easy था. तो this was easy. Parajumbles इसके आगे है शायद.
हाँ, पैराजम्बल बाद में 13 नंबर क्वेश्चन.
ये so in this kind of questions you should always try to eliminate the options, because here options are given in front of us. So what could be the opening statement that always helps you to maybe eliminate 2 options. So here if you read the 4 sentences, B एक obvious opening statement लगता है. B के बाद क्या आएगा उसके हिसाब से मार्क करके आगे बढ़ जाना चाहिए था. इजी क्वेश्चन था, डिफिकल्ट नहीं था ये भी.
नहीं, बट इसमें अगर तुम देखोगे ना, statement A cannot be an opening statement, yet many argue. Very, very unlikely. Similarly, if you look at C, the resulting gap, यानी इसके किसी गैप के बारे में पहले बात किया हुआ है. Choice D, the shift has transformed industry. So you are right, straight away आ जाता है B can be the only opening statement, and then you can play around with it. Okay. And B के बाद D आ जाता है सीधा. Artificial intelligence system now make decisions once monopolized by humans. This is a shift which has happened, and this shift has transformed industries. So B, D should be a straight away thing, and एक ही choice है तो उधर ही आंसर आ जाता है. Okay. Okay.
This one pure grammar question.
हाँ, प्योर ग्रामर का मतलब ठीक है. आई थिंक कुछ इंग्लिश या इस सेक्शन में देयर वाज नथिंग मच. आई मीन स्टूडेंट्स कुड हैव गॉट 10-11 राइट एटलीस्ट. सो 30 प्लस तो इसमें बनता है स्कोर
आराम से. So let's move to quant section.
Shashank, if I will request, I have to leave. If we can go to logical first and then quant, if that is okay.
ठीक है. This is the logical one. This is the graph. So
Yeah. So in this, there were 3 questions, which I will say as verbal logic ka question. 2 questions on, I think, course of action, and the lowest accuracy is in question number 59, which I think was a strong argument, weak argument question, if I'm not wrong. So there we see the accuracy is 27%, right?
but there are few questions where accuracy is less than 70%. Question number 48, 49, 50, and 56. Apart from that, I think accuracy is very good everywhere.
Yeah. So we can perhaps look at those questions. I mean, what were those questions?
So just give me a moment. Let me share it.
I think Celox का था एक, if I'm not wrong, एक course of action जिसमें accuracy कम दिखा था. You said 48 एक, क्या?
शशांक एक बार शुरू से ही देख लेते हैं पूरा सेक्शन, just in case there is anything specific which strikes us. So ये एला के पहले सवाल से आ जाओ.
ठीक. ये.
This should have been a sitter. I don't think इसमें कुछ problem होनी चाहिए है.
बिल्कुल.
हाँ. वैसे भी चॉइस देख के लगता है, दिख जाता है कि A या D होना चाहिए आंसर. मेरे को मालूम नहीं क्या है. बट A या D में से 37, 38 दिया हुआ है, तो यार एक आध आगे पीछे गलती का स्कोप है. ठीक है, अगला. ठीक है, this yeah, course of action वाला, I did not think this was difficult as such, and I think data के हिसाब से most students are able to get it right.
Correct.
This also should have been easy. ऐसे क्वेश्चन में ना my always advises that please फिगर बना के काम करो. Don't try to save time कि mentally कर लेंगे. फिगर बनाओ, अपने आप हो जाएगा.
And I think in the exam we have sufficient time. It's a 2-hour exam. 60 questions are there. So basically, I think in few questions we can spend 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. This one. This is, yes. So basically, accuracy is less than 78% in this.
So I think वो लोगों ने फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस भी कर दिया होगा ना, बोथ किया होगा ज्यादा.
वो तो बहुत में आएगा ना. फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस तो बाद में आएगा. पहले उनको बता तो लो.
हाँ. And the thing is, कोई ऑप्शन है भी नहीं जो both 1 and 2 बोल रहा है. Either 1 और 2 वाला है और neither वाला है.
नहीं, इसके पहले इस क्वेश्चन में भी एक्यूरेसी कम.
अच्छा.
और इसमें भी कम. इसमें तो
I think वो फिगर ना बनाने का इशू होगा और कुछ नहीं होगा, या फिगर ढंग से नहीं बनाया होगा.
हाँ. ये वाला I don't know why the accuracy.
I think this could be more an issue of wordplay जो है इसमें होता है ना, that you need to practice these a little, otherwise you can get lost in the relationship and in the words. So I would believe that there's only a question of practice more than anything else. And रिश्तेदारी तो I am assuming सबको मालूम ही होगी, नीस कौन होती है या आंट, ये तो मालूम होना चाहिए.
And इसमें in relationship problems, blood relation problems, I would like to tell everyone that do not assume any gender on the basis of name. ये एक बहुत बड़ी गलती है जो लोग करते हैं. Either you need to understand the pronouns that tell the gender. Him means male, her means female. So look for the pronouns or direct relations. So और एक और चीज है कि some statement says that A is husband of B. It means A has to be male, B has to be female. In questions, we still follow the same rule, the old school thing.
And in question में ना, you start from one end. So either you say कि अच्छा she's the daughter of the husband, okay, daughter है उसके ऊपर उसके पिताजी को बनाओ, who's the husband of someone, or you work backwards. mother of the brother of my mother. Okay. So ये अपनी वो mother से जो mother की brother के उधर से शुरू हो जाओ उल्टा. So you move in one direction sequentially and you usually get the answer rather than trying to do everything together. So it's a sequential thing which needs to be followed.
This one we have already seen. This one. This is easy. Double it, add 2, double it, add 2, double it, add 2, and you are going to get the sequence. 1 into 2 plus 2, 4 into 2 plus 2, 10 into 2 plus 2. So that was an easy one. This is very, I would say, very easy question of directions.
Directions.
Pythagoras लगाना होता है इनमें summation.
This one. All fruits are seeds. All meals have fruits. Statement conclusion. This is a very standard question. यहाँ पे means when I teach this, I always tell people that write the alphabets to their corresponding numbers. So the first of all, what is the corresponding number of m? M is 13. So write it down. So once you start writing it down, you are going to see the pattern very easily. A is 1. So n is 14. This is 3. So in the first term, 1 is increasing. In the next term, 2 is increasing. Now check in the third term whether there is an increment of 3 or not. That is there. So it means there is an increment of 1, 2, 3, 4. So R, increment of 1, it will become S. E, increment of 2, so that will become G. B, increment of 3, that is I'm not going to check because all three options are talking about this. So I am going to E increased by 4. What we are going to get? So E increased by 4 will become I. So that is directly going to be option D.
Yeah.
This one. What is the angle between minute hand or hour hand when time is 2:30? There is direct formula for it. So that is given as theta is equal to 30h minus formula ही भूल गया मैं.
मैं तो आज तक फॉर्मूला यूज ही नहीं किया इसका यार, मुझे मालूम ही नहीं है.
इसलिए मैं हेल्प नहीं कर सकता.
मैं तो खुद का कैलकुलेट कर लेता हूँ यार. At 2 o'clock it is going to be क्या कहते हैं 2:30 है ना. It is going to be 60 30 30 60. हाँ, at 2 o'clock.
105.
हाँ, वो आधा घंटा चलेगा तो ये भी आधा सा चल देगा. 105 ही आएगा.
So ये formula है इसका. So if someone doesn't know, you can use the formula. You will get the answer.
The first thing I do in such questions is the answer has to be between 90 and 120. Unfortunately, 3 choices थे. हाँ, ठीक है, तो इसलिए काम करना पड़ गया. ठीक है, लेकिन 90 and 120 है तो 2:30 बजे exactly between 2 and 3. So it had to be only 105.
Right. This one.
शशांक एक मिनट फॉर्मूला बता दो, आगे के लिए याद रखने की कोशिश करूंगा. दो आई ऑलवेज
कभी याद नहीं होगा सर. आप
याद यार.
Theta is equal to 30h.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
Theta is equal to 30h minus 11/2 of m.
अच्छा, ये एंगल है तो 60 minus 165. अच्छा, ठीक है, 105. तो नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव का फर्क नहीं पड़ता इसमें.
नहीं, एक्चुअली देयर आर टू थिंग्स. अगर एंगल पॉजिटिव है तो मतलब ओवरलैप होने के पहले बना है. एंगल नेगेटिव है मतलब ओवरलैप करने के बाद बना है.
अच्छा, ठीक है.
सो
ये भी लर्निंग होगी मेरी.
हाँ, सो अब जैसे अगर आप बोलो कि 4 बजे के बाद एंगल 90 बनेगा, कब बनेगा? तो एक 4:05 के आसपास बनेगा, एक 4:40 45 के आसपास बनेगा. तो जब आप 4:05 के आसपास एंगल निकालोगे तो दैट विल बी पॉजिटिव, और उसके बाद जो दूसरा वाला एंगल आएगा वो नेगेटिव.
ठीक है, ठीक है. नेगेटिव इज आफ्टर क्रॉसिंग ओवर. दिस इज इंटरेस्टिंग.
आफ्टर क्रॉसिंग ओवर.
ठीक है, चलो.
दिस वन
straightforward.
I think the syllogisms you guys should not be an issue as such.
Right. This 8 houses in a line facing north. In each house only one person lives. जायज, ठीक है. So ये लेफ्ट राइट वाला क्वेश्चन है, स्टैंडर्ड अरेंजमेंट का क्वेश्चन है, आराम से हो जाएगा ये. This डाइस क्वेश्चन, ये वाला क्वेश्चन मुझे बहुत आसान लगा। कि ये वाला क्वेश्चन मुझे आसान इसलिए लगा क्योंकि डाइस में कोई भी फेस लो तो उस फेस के एडजेसेंट में 4 वैल्यू होती है और एक अपोजिट होता है। तो 1 के एडजेसेंट में 3 है, 4 है, 5 है, 6 है। तो 1 के अपोजिट में 2 ही हो सकता है। ये दोनों फिगर की हमें जरूरत भी नहीं है।
टिपिकली इसमें लोगों को यही कंफ्यूजन रहती है, एडजेसेंसी नहीं देखते हैं। इफ दे जस्ट लुक एट एडजेसेंट कौन है तो पता चल जाता है।
Aditya, just give us a moment. We'll come back to your question. This one, sir, Siddharth sir, you were talking about this question, question number 15.
So yeah, this question, the accuracy was, I think, less than 30% in this question.
Yes.
Is China's decision to change its one-child policy good? Both the arguments are good here. Both the arguments are strong. I mean, whenever you are, these questions are trickier, है ना? ऐसा नहीं है कि हमेशा सही होगा. Accuracy यहाँ पे down होने की काफी chances है because subjectivity is involved here, right? But always look for whether if you are standing in a debate competition and this is a stance that you are taking, तो वो नीचे वाला argument तुम use कर पाओगे क्या कितने इफेक्टिवली अपनी डिबेट को स्ट्रांग बनाने के लिए. दैट इज द बेसिक थंब रूल आई एम सेइंग. आई मीन दैट विल हेल्प यू, राइट? कुछ भी चीज जो वेग लगती है, हाइपोथेटिकल लगती है, दैट इज नेवर अ स्ट्रांग आर्गुमेंट. So strong argument is something which addresses my question directly and it looks like a good solid reason कि ये होना चाहिए या नहीं होना चाहिए.
Right.
एक इसमें वेरिएशन, एक जो वेरिएशन क्या नॉर्मली ऐसा आता है हमारे में, दोनों में यस दिया है. एक आर्गुमेंट यस का लिखा होता है, एक नो का लिखा होता है. तो काफी बार जब बच्चे शुरू में प्रैक्टिस कर रहे होते तो दे थिंक दैट कि दोनों यस और नो एक साथ कैसे टिक करूं मैं. बट इट कैन हैपन. So you need
both of them have to look at independent of the other statement.
Yes.
जब आप statement 2 देखते हो, don't worry about statement 1 and vice versa. So when you look at strong and weak argument, each argument has to be looked at as an independent argument without worrying about the other choices which are given.
This one.
Very easy question.
सीधा होना चाहिए.
इसमें accuracy 94% है. I'm still not sure why 6% people got it wrong.
वो देख के छोड़ दिया है या पहुंचा नहीं, जो भी हुआ.
नहीं, accuracy is 94%. इसका मतलब 6%.
Sorry. ठीक है.
So I'm saying I'm not sure how people can get this wrong. Nothing has been there.
Yeah, I think उन्होंने but not water मिस कर दिया होगा और कुछ लोगों ने शायद 55 minus 10 भी कर दिया होगा.
हाँ,
कुछ हुआ होगा. 55 minus 10 तो कहीं चॉइस ही नहीं है. 10 and 55 में लोगों ने खेला होगा. वैसे इसमें ना there should have been a choice called 65 also and 45 also.
Right.
I think, sir, if you look at all the three sections, na, this was the section जहाँ पर out of 60 students should have got 40k around.
Yes.
And that too in a 30 minutes time, 30-35 minutes से ज्यादा नहीं लगना चाहिए था इसमें मेरे हिसाब से. And this was a scoring section out of all the three. यहाँ score करके you could have taken it to near maybe say 100 marks or so.
Now let's see the
I am
quant
leaving
section.
right अभी थोड़ा.
Sure.
Okay, sir.
Okay. ठीक है.
This is the quant section.
Yeah.
So this is the situation over there actually. So it in contrast with other two sections, the number of attempts are lesser. Accuracy looks decent, but again, with respect to other sections, accuracy is still lower. Archit, gender imbalance is not related. That's the reason that is not true. Fine. So accuracy looks decent, but attempts has gone down drastically as compared to other sections. So now let's see the paper. GP sir, को तो इसमें how many questions did you find they were extremely sitters easy?
या इसको अगर मैं देखता हूँ ना करने लायक कौन कितने क्वेश्चन थे, लेट मी जस्ट अभी एक बार वही वाला स्क्रीन खोल दो, पुराना वाला पीपीटी खोल दो पहले, ठीक है. I'll tell you which are the ones I thought should have been definitely attempted and which ones could be kept for later.
ठीक है.
Just go to that PPT जो था पहला वाला.
ठीक. This one.
शशांक इनको सर्कल कर दो. मेरे हिसाब से जो स्टूडेंट्स को पक्का करने चाहिए थे 16, 17, if you can just circle those questions. 16, 17 पक्का करने चाहिए थे. 18 they could have kept for later. Okay. दो इसको okay. 19, 20 in the range should have been definitely attempted. Okay. 21 again kept for later. 22 for later. 23 to 25. 23, 24, 25 तीनों अटेम्प्ट होने चाहिए थे. दिस वाज योर डीआई का सिंपल सा ग्राफ था. देन अगर तुम्हें हाइट एंड डिस्टेंस का क्वेश्चन है, उसके बाद 25, 26 इज हाइट एंड डिस्टेंस पक्का होना चाहिए था.
25 और 26.
26 इज हाइट एंड डिस्टेंस. 25, 23 to 25 तो वो है ना डीआई वाला
सेट. हाँ.
या 27 अगेन सवाल ये आता है, एज्यूमिंग कॉम्बिनेशन आता होगा, इसलिए पक्का होना चाहिए. Because there's a requirement of maths in 11th, 12th out here. उसके बावजूद अगर combination के बेसिक्स नहीं आते तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम है. So 27 should have been attempted definitely. Then I would say 30th, 31st possibly. 31st I'm saying possibly. Okay, but then so you can put a question mark in front of it. Okay. Then 32, 33, 34 पक्का अटेम्प्ट होने चाहिए थे. Okay. 35 also. 36, 38, 40, 41, 42.
41, 42.
42. And then the last three questions, 43 to 45. Okay. So effectively, if you look at all I'm saying, Shashank, अगर मैं उल्टा लेके चलता हूँ, to me, the question which one should have kept for later was 18, 21, 22. 18, 21, 22. 28, 29.
28, 29.
Not 17 to 27 था ना. Shashank 27 तो round 1 का question था.
ठीक.
Okay. And then we have 28, 29, 37, 39.
Sir, 39 में actually there was a typing error, so we had to change this question.
अच्छा, ये इशू है.
उसमें divided by x होना चाहिए, complete divided by x, जो उसमें नहीं है.
ठीक है.
ठीक है,
कोई बात नहीं उसमें. But देखो, what am I trying to say? पहली चीज, when it comes to the section, one needs to understand is that there are questions which are easy, and there are questions which are easy but will take time. And there are questions which are not easy and will take time, or questions which are not easy and you will probably get confused doing them. So your job is to only look at, first of all, the questions which are easy and will not take time. उसके बाद time बचता है, you go to the questions which are easy and will take time. And you should never be wasting your time in any question which is going to be time consuming, which is difficult, जो तुमको समझ नहीं आता. And यहाँ पे वो है. And typically when you see that, you will find that the topics which are from your class till your class 10th, typically they are the easier questions most of the time, and they are the ones which take lesser amount of time. Okay. Right. And most of the time when you look at topics from class 11, 12, they are going to be a little more time consuming as with respect to the others. And इसीलिए उसको तुमको डिसाइड करना होगा कि करना चाहिए कि नहीं. So in my language, what I say, these are round 1, round 2 questions, and there are questions I should not be attempting, जिनको मैं RC या round 3 कह देता हूँ. So to me, this is either a round 1 or a round 3 question. There's not a question which you should be wasting your time either way. जिसने combination वगैरह किया हुआ है, probability किया हुआ है, then there's a straightforward question. And which is why I would say this is a question that everyone should have attempted definitely. Okay. And इसको तो ये है, तुम देखोगे तो पता चल जाएगा they have to have a common side, यानी along the row होगा या along the column होगा. Along the row देख लो, in any row there will be 7 pairs, 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 up to 7 8, and there are 8 rows, so 8 into 756. Similarly along the column भी वही होगा. So this was a very easy question, I would say, and the students have missed here because it's a very, very big miss. And again, I'm trying to be very clear about this. This is a paper in which your eligibility is maths in 11th, 12th. If you have maths in 11th, 12th and you don't know this particular question, then भैया तुम्हारा board exam में बहुत बुरा हाल होने वाला है. Okay. Next question, Shashank. Again, I would say an easy question.
Easy.
Because after you get to 5 factorial, 5 factorial onwards, every number will be a multiple of 15. Okay. 5 factorial, 5 into 4 into 3, into 2 into 1. So, ये सब के सब 5 factorial onwards, every number is a multiple of 15. And to me, this is for all practical purposes an oral question. And इस वाले सवाल में अगर तुम लंबी सी क्वेश्चन ला के लंबी कहानी कर रहे हो, then you are wasting time. This is a question which you should be doing only for all practical purpose, and ultimately you need to look at 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 factorial. 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial, 4 factorial, which is what you have written. Okay. So worst case में तुम add कर लो, mentally हो जाएगा. 1 factorial problem नहीं, 2 factorial problem नहीं, 3 factorial is 6, 4 factorial is 24. So this is the students who have got this wrong or who have not attempted this question, बहुत बड़ा आसान सवाल मिस किया है तुमने. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, I'm not saying this is difficult. All I'm saying, this will take time. Now, compare this question with the previous question. Previous question you could have done orally. इसमें time लगेगा. To me, this is what I would call a round 2 question. जब पहले आसान सवाल निपटा दूंगा. After I've done all my easy questions, then I'll come back and attempt this question if I have time. If I don't have time, maybe I'll miss out. But that's okay. Because we need to be clear. In this kind of a paper, I need to have high attempts, and I'll have high attempts only when I do easy questions and questions which don't take time. This will take me time. Hence, this is what I would call the round 2 question. ये वाला सवाल जो है ना, अगर तुम्हें थ्योरी नहीं भी मालूम है, it is saying A, B, C is less than 0. What does that mean? 3 negative roots. No, sorry, A, B, C, all 3 of them can be negative, or it can be 1 negative and 2 positive. Assume कर लो ना.
Sir, I have assumed
minus one, check कर लो.
I have taken 1 1 minus 1.
हाँ, मैं कह रहा हूँ तीनों नेगेटिव ले लो या एक नेगेटिव दो, पॉजिटिव ले लो. So the root option would be minus 1 minus 1 or 1 minus 1 minus 1. Minus 1 1 and 1. And check कर लो क्या मिलता है. This is what we call there's a general case given. When a general case is given, it will be correct for all cases. So I have taken a specific case of minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. Shashank has taken a specific case of minus 1 plus 1 plus 1. उससे जो आंसर आएगा वो मेरे को करेगा, क्योंकि इसमें जो है क्या कहते हैं, look at the choices, 2 positive real roots, 2 real roots with opposite signs, imaginary roots. कहीं पे ये नहीं लिखा ना cannot be determined, or it will depend on the value of ABC. कुछ नहीं लिखा ना. That means there will be a definite answer. ऐसे question को this is what we call the जुगाड़ method, where rather than doing it by theory, you do solve the question by applying logic and common sense. And the common sense tell me when a general case is given, take a specific case. Okay? So this is a round 1 question, and this को जुगाड़ कहते हैं हम लोग. Okay? Next one. Question 40. Question 20. Sorry. This should not be a problem again. Ratios का सवाल है. A, B, C spent 110, 120, 140 respectively. The amounts then left with A, B were the ratio of 3:4 and B, C in the ratio of 5:6. हाँ.
इसको 5 से मल्टीप्लाई करके इसको 4 से कर दें.
या.
तो 15, 20, 24.
या.
ये पैसा खर्च करने के बाद है तो खर्च करने के पहले that is 4500.
4500. ठीक है. इस तरह के क्वेश्चन में शशांक एक मिनट पीछे जाओगे, एक मिनट, एक चीज में है इस तरह के क्वेश्चन में द फर्स्ट थिंग आई वुड हैव सेड कि हाउ मच डिड बमन रिसीव। नाउ लुक एट बमन ने कितना खर्चा किया, 120 का खर्चा किया, राइट। लुक एट द टू चॉइसेस जिसमें 120 का डिफरेंस है, मोस्ट प्रोबेबली से छोटी वाली नंबर आंसर होगा, सॉरी बड़ा वाला नंबर, बिकॉज 120 प्लस है ना। The two choices which have a difference of 120, because सवाल examiner क्या सोच है that some students will calculate the value of x and give the answer as 20x when the answer should be 20x plus 120. So in this kind of a question, before एक बहुत standard चीज मिलेगी तुमको कि in this kind of a question the answer, one of the answer choice will be 20x and there will be one choice will be 20x plus 120. Which is why when you look at this A और B दोनों के बीच में 120 का डिफरेंस है, आंसर has to be 1520 most probably. Okay. Can I be sure 100% sure? No. क्योंकि कई बार एग्जामिनर खड़ूस होता है, कुछ अलग हरकत कर देता है, but 95 out of 100 cases this will hold true. Again, this round 1, round 2.
सर मैंने तो इसको राउंड 1 में कर लिया था। बेसिकली व्हाट डिड आई डू इन दिस कि इंटीग्रेशन एक्चुअली रिप्रेजेंट्स द ग्राफ,
राइट।
सो बेसिकली क्या हो गया कि ग्राफ का एरिया मैंने बस 0 to 1 ले लिया, तो 0 to 1 ग्रेटेस्ट इंटीजर फंक्शन का एरिया तो होगा 0, फ्रैक्शनल पार्ट का जो एरिया होगा वो होगा अपना, ऐसे लाइन बनेगी वो होगी 1/2। सो सॉरी ये लाइन बनेगी तो एरिया आ जाएगा इसका 1/2। सो अगर मैं 0 to 1 देखूं तो मेरा 0/1/2 आना चाहिए, सो दैट शुड बी 0। तो कौन सा ऑप्शन 0 दे रहा है, तो ये गया, ये गया। n इक्वल टू 1 रख के, n इक्वल टू 2 रख के एरिया निकाल लिया, तो इसका एरिया कितना आएगा, इसका एरिया आएगा, ये हाइट है 1, ये है 1, सो एरिया हो गया 1, और इसका भी एरिया हो गया वापस से 1, सो 1/1 1 आना चाहिए, सो 2 रख के 1 आना चाहिए, तो आंसर आ गया D।
So what you have done is the DOR method. तुमने इनकी वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट करके जल्दी कर दिया है, बट my point is if a student is doing by the conventional method, how much time will they take? And I know that so to me what you have done is makes it a round 1 question, otherwise this would have been a round 2 question. कि टाइम है तो बाद में फोर्स आके कर दो, बट दिस इज व्हाट वी मीन बाय सेइंग जहां पे n दिखता है इनकी वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट करके वी विल ट्राई टू गेट द आंसर फ्रॉम देयर।
This one. Again, what did I do? I just put checked at 1. So 1 पे कंटिन्यूअस है और ग्रेटेस्ट इंटीजर फंक्शन है, तो ये कभी कंटिन्यूअस नहीं होगा। तो इसका मतलब पहला और दूसरा ऑप्शन तो कभी नहीं हो सकता। ठीक है, उसके बाद मैंने 1 पे चेक कर लिया, 0.95 पे और 1 पे और 1.05 पे चेक कर लिया, तो कंटिन्यूअस आ रहा है, तो आंसर आ गया ऑप्शन सी। उसके बाद ये
I think these 3 questions were absolutely straightforward. I don't think इसमें कहीं कोई दिक्कत होगी, and these are questions which again you should, and all you needed to do was do some basic calculation, nothing beyond that. Okay.
This one.
This is something which is again what should I say, height and distance का question है इसमें,
बहुत स्टैंडर्ड है ये।
हाँ, it's a standard question, should be able to solve this completely. End of the day height and distance में तुम्हें ये okay इसमें नहीं था, but by and large what you should remember is you need to be clear about the 30-60-90 right triangle and 45-45-90 right triangles. Most of the question will give you 30-60-90 or 45, यानी angle of elevation या depression 60 degree 30 degree होगा या 45-45 होंगे। इसी पे काम होता है, because otherwise they will have to give you the sin cos tan values for supposing say 40 degree angle of elevation है, तो भैया तुमको sin cos tan 40 का देना पड़ेगा ना उनको, so they don't want to do that. So which is why if you remember this, शशांक एक बार फिगर बना दोगे 60 degree 30-60-90 right triangle का? I just want students to remember to remember something. Okay. Yeah. Side opposite 30 degrees को x लिख दो. So side opposite 60 degrees should be x root 3 and the hypotenuse should be 2x. ये चीज I want students to remember. Similarly, 45, 45, 90 is even easier. The ratio of sides is 1:1 is to root 2. In a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, the ratio of sides is 1:√3:2, opposite 30 degree, 60 degree, and the hypotenuse. ये याद रखो, your calculation become very, very low and you can easily get. So basic चीज क्या 30, 60, 90 degree में 30 degree के angle opposite जो x है, then opposite than the hypotenuse has to be 2x. That's so just remember these two figures and you will find us using these very, very often. Okay. इस वाले क्वेश्चन में खैर थोड़ा सा अलग था. Yeah.
So basically, if I am attempting this question और मुझे कोई पेयर नहीं चाहिए तो मेरे पास 5 पेयर ऑफ शूज हैं. तो how I am going to comprehend this problem is I am going to think I need 4 pairs. So 4 pairs, 5 में से 4 पेयर सिलेक्ट करने के तरीके 5C4. So now what do I have? I have 4 pairs. Now I need 1 shoe from each pair. That's it. So basically, when question says I don't want any pair, it means I need 4 shoes from 4 different pairs.
Different pairs.
तो पहले 4 different pair select कर लिए, फिर हर pair से एक shoe select कर लिए. That's it. This one.
यार ये वाला क्वेश्चन ना मैं कंफ्यूज किया, राउंड 1 रखूं कि राउंड 2 में करूं. ठीक है, क्योंकि ये मालूम है हो जाएगा यार, ये हो जाएगा, ये मालूम है इसको x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square की फॉर्म में दोनों को कन्वर्ट करना है. ठीक है, so once you get the center of the two and the radius, you will be able to solve it. So I will say this. हाँ, sorry शशांक.
I am saying I'll do it in round 2.
हाँ, तो मैं ये था, देखो ये वतन थोड़ा सा टेम्पटिंग क्वेश्चन था, क्या मालूम है एग्जैक्टली क्या करना है, बट आई ऑल्सो नो इट विल टेक टाइम. At times it takes me time to solve this completely. So which is I'm saying थोड़ा सा confusing होता है. यहाँ पे मेरा my standard rule is if you are little confused, keep it for round 2. Okay, my standard rule is I will do only those questions in round 1 which I am 100% sure I have no confusion about it कि round 1 or round 2. When in doubt, it's a round 2 question, not a round 1 question. Yeah.
This one.
यार शशांक मेरा पावर पॉइंट लगा दूं while you discuss the next question. Give me a minute.
ठीक है. So basically what happens, I'm not sure how many of you know, I don't think in 11th 12th we have the L'Hospital rule anymore, but whenever you have 0 by 0 or infinite by infinite format and you get a question of limit, so लिमिट की वैल्यू रखने पे अगर 0 by 0 बन रहा है या इनफाइनाइट बाय इनफाइनाइट बन रहा है, सो यू डू वन सिंपल थिंग, differentiate numerator as well as differentiate denominator. So let me give you an example. Limit x tend to 0 and I have e power x minus 1 upon x. So if you put x equal to 0, so numerator becomes 0, denominator becomes 0. So अगर मुझे इसकी लिमिट निकालनी है, so what I am going to do, I am simply going to differentiate the numerator, that becomes e power x, denominator becomes 1. Now I am going to put the value of x, that is 0, so e power 0, that comes out to be 1. So लिमिट की वैल्यू में जब भी आपको ये दोनों फॉर्म दिखें, so आप तुरंत न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर को डिफरेंशिएट कर दीजिए. ये जो चीज है इससे आपका आंसर बहुत जल्दी आ जाएगा. So this is the similar type of question. This one.
Simple question of percentages or ratio or whatever you want to call it. He sold one bat at X ले लिया, cost price 1.6 पे बेचा, दूसरा 1.2 पे बेचा. Then he sold the third, C sold the bid to D at 20% less than the average cost price of bid for B and C. यानी 80% और 1.4x पे बेच दिया. So this is just follow the sequence. Systematically करते हो आंसर मिल जाता है इसमें, कुछ सोचना नहीं होता है इसमें.
This
यार ऑलमोस्ट हो गया था ये, मेरे को दिख गया कि आंसर कैन नॉट बी सी और डी. Ultimately, this is a circle with radius of 2. Radius of under root 2, sorry. ठीक है ना?
I got stuck at 2x minus 1 by 12 and 2x minus 1 by 6.
तो मैंने छोड़ दिया उसके बाद. मैंने कहा टाइम लगेगा, बाद में सोचेंगे.
हाँ, मैंने भी छोड़ दिया.
शशांक, बट आई डोंट थिंक स्टूडेंट को समझ आया. एक बार बता दो स्टूडेंट को क्या कह रहे थे हम, किस बेसिस पे कह रहे हैं हम ये.
So basically what is happening, what I am saying that I am drawing a circle of radius root 2. So basically I am going to get this. Okay. And y is equal to x line is going to be this. And y square is equal to x is going to be this. और हमको ये वाला एरिया चाहिए, that is not common closed area. So basically अगर हमको ये एरिया चाहिए, so that is going to be close to half of the circle. उससे थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे होगा. ठीक है. तो थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे होगा, तो इसमें अगर इसका एरिया देखेंगे तो क्या आएगा, पाई इंटू आर स्क्वायर. सो दैट इज गोइंग टू बी 2 पाई.
This will be pi. 2 pi. Area of the circle will be 2 pi.
एरिया ऑफ द
पाई इंटू आर स्क्वायर ना, पाई स्क्वायर नहीं होगा शशांक, वो थोड़ा पाई गलत लगा दिया तुमने.
अच्छा नहीं यहाँ पे
पाई हैज टू बी आउटसाइड.
सो एरिया ऑफ द सर्कल इज गोइंग टू बी 2 पाई. तो नॉट इनक्लोज्ड होगा, मतलब अच्छा आई मिस कैलकुलेटेड है. नहीं, ये आई हैव टेकन द
पाई ना, पाई के आसपास होना चाहिए आंसर ना.
पाई के आसपास होना चाहिए.
पाई से के आसपास होगा ना. पाई से ज्यादा होगा. इट विल बी बिटवीन पाई एंड 2 पाई. नाउ लुक एट चॉइस 1. चॉइस A is 2 pi minus 1 by 12, and choice B is 2 pi minus 1 by 6. Choice C is less than pi by 2 rather. Less than pi by 2, and choice D is also less than pi. So choice C already eliminate हो जाते, but A and B were so close that it was difficult for us to eliminate. तो वहां पे छोड़ दिया. This is again a question जो अगर मैं elimination से हो गया ठीक है, otherwise I would leave this question and come back to it in the end अगर time होगा मेरे पास तो. Because को mathematically solve करने का time नहीं है, मेरे को इंतू नहीं है इतना.
This one. इसका ग्राफ बनाने में लोगों को दिक्कत आई. इसका ग्राफ
ये हो सकता है. बट उसमें लिखा है ना, रेशियो ऑफ द रेडिया ऑफ द कॉन्सेंट्रिक सर्कल इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर लिखा है, तो वहां से पता चल जाना चाहिए था. I understand the area of a circle whose radius is 8 centimeters trisected by 2 concentric circles. So outermost is 8.
आउटकम वाज 8.
Yeah.
लेकिन उससे मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई फर्क पड़ेगा, क्योंकि द क्वेश्चन इज
फर्क नहीं पड़ना. अल्टीमेटली ट्राइसेक्ट हो रहा है. मैंने जब किया तो आई जस्ट टुक इट एज R1 R2 R3. So ultimately pi R1 square, शशांक, इंडरमोस्ट सर्कल का अगर R1 रेडियस है, सेकंड वाले का रेडियस R2 है, तो pi R1 square should be equal to pi R2 minus R1 square. R2 square, pi R2 square minus pi R1 square.
मैंने तो सीधे ये वाला ऑप्शन रख लिया.
नहीं, मैं एक मिनट शशांक, मैं एक बार बता देता हूँ इसमें. So effectively what this is saying is, नीचे लिख लो एक बार शशांक, pi R1 square, R1 R2 R3. तो pi R1 square should be equal to pi R2 square minus pi R1 square. तो pi तो ऑब्वियसली कट गया, उसको चिंता नहीं करनी चाहिए. यहाँ पे हमने खाली बताने के लिए लिखा है. नहीं शशांक, जस्ट फॉरगेट अबाउट दैट आल्सो. एक मिनट छोड़ दो उसको. We don't need that, Shashank. Just look at the first two. I want to again highlight something for the student. नहीं शशांक, एक मिनट, just hold on. जो ये लिखा है ना, pi R1 square equal to pi R2 square minus pi R1 square. Now just look at this portion. R1 square is equal to R2 square minus R1 square. R1 square goes to the other side. 2R1 square. R2 square. So R1 square upon R2 square. Yeah.
Yeah.
So यहीं पे पता चल गया ना, ratio is 1:√2. There's only one choice. तो इसमें भी पूरा करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Either you will substitute the choices or you will do this thing. But my suggestion would be इसमें जो भी करोगे एक चीज मिल गई तो go to the choices. The moment we found that R1 is to R2 is 1:√2, you should leave the question there, go to the choices. Choice A, B, and D are wrong. The only correct option can be choice C.
Right. This one.
ये मैं बोलूंगा राउंड 1 में कर लेना चाहिए था. -1, 0, +1 करोगे दिख ही जाएगा तुमको क्या हो रहा है. ठीक है. This again should not be a problem. Systematically काम करने वाला सवाल है.
This one.
Yeah.
This is also, I think, is going to be extremely easy. Standard set theory है. This is, I think, pretty much similar to the previous ones.
शशांक ये क्वेश्चन था. This was one you saying इसमें प्रॉब्लम हो गई थी, क्वेश्चन में कुछ गलत था.
वो ये वाला नहीं है.
अच्छा, कौन सा है?
वो
ठीक है, चलो we'll come to that separately.
ये तो सिंपल है. 2 to 3 पे निकाल लो तो आंसर आ जाता है. This is also a very standard question. Directions. No, not directions. ठीक है. ये वाला क्वेश्चन.
अच्छा.
इस वाले क्वेश्चन में
ऐसे भी करने लायक नहीं था.
ये वाला x नहीं था क्वेश्चन में. That was missing. ये वाला variance of the data.
अब इसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं क्या?
क्या?
इसमें तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी.
नहीं, इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी. ये तो ठीक है.
This is a straightforward question. Again, variance, I am assuming students know how to calculate variance. Again, there is that standard formula वाली चीज है.
So standard deviation is square root of variance, right? So basically what I am going to, अगर मैं ये क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करूंगा तो मैं इसमें से सब में से 1000 माइनस कर दूंगा.
हाँ, एकदम सही
Now
है.
I'm going to calculate variance. Because if you reduce the same number from the whole data, variance and standard deviation doesn't change.
Yes. All we need, हाँ, बिल्कुल एकदम.
ये तो बहुत आसान है.
This should also have been very easy. खाली इसमें मेरे को ये स्टोन शायद 2 to 64 ढूंढ रहे होंगे, इसलिए कुछ ने गलत कर दिया होगा या छोड़ दिया होगा.
ये तो बहुत आसान है.
This again was
इसमें basically I am not sure what happened, but question number 42 accuracy is high but attempts are not very high. इस क्वेश्चन में मेरे ख्याल से बहुत टाइम इसलिए नहीं लगना चाहिए था. द रीजन आई एम थिंकिंग इट्स इजी. इनिशियल एवरेज 150 था. बाद में एक बच्चे के नंबर 142 से 152 हो गए तो 10 नंबर बढ़ गए. सो एवरेज में 10/65 का चेंज आएगा. सीधे आंसर है इसका.
यस. एंड वो भी पता चल जाता है 1/6, 10/60 would be 0.166. तो 10/65 should be slightly less than 0.166.
ये वाला.
Then we have these graph वाला. Okay. Now again, देखो, from a student perspective, what I would want to definitely again highlight is that as far as you're concerned, you need to be clear that you should attempt only those questions that you are 100% sure of initially. Any question looks difficult, time consuming, or you're not sure how to go about doing it, छोड़ दो उसको, because please remember these papers are time tests. You have to do as many questions possible within the given time. So always your bias should be towards easy questions and less time consuming questions. Okay.
And I think one more thing happens that students don't realize initially, that if you spend 7 or 8 minutes in one question, then after when you look at the timer, then panic kicks in. So in panic you tend to make more mistakes. So that's why, and that's it. The whole paper. So
Shashank,
in
दो चार question ले लेते हैं students के.
huh?
Let's take a couple of questions from students.
Huh. So now Priya is asking what will be cut off approximately.
Priya, we've given that 90 percentile ना. शशांक पहली ग्राफ उसमें ग्राफ पे चले जाओगे एक बार. ग्राफ के टेबल जो भी था उसमें. I would say your target should be at least a 95 percentile. Okay, so your target has to be 95 percentile. So if you go to the analysis page of your mock, you will find it there. Okay, ठीक है. चलो next question देखते हैं क्या है.
Shubhang is asking how should I improve my vocabulary?
देखो vocabulary, there is no way except mugging up words and using them. Most students make a mistake that they memorize words but don't use them. So भूल जाओगे. The only way of improving your vocabulary is to start using those words. I know when you start using those difficult words which we don't use on a common normal basis, your friends are going to make a fun of you. But झेल लो. वो झेल लो because your paper के लिए required है. So the other thing is, if your friends, a couple of your friends are also preparing for this exam or these exams, maybe the 2-3 of you could together keep quizzing each other about different words. So make a group, work accordingly.
Now, what are the other questions? Aditya said dice वाला question समझा दीजिए. Dice वाला तो समझा दिया. Noor is asking the same thing. What can be considered a good score? ठीक है. So there are. Yes, Shubhang. What's your question? Shubhang is asking what would you say weightage of the higher maths in IIM Bangalore UG AT? So
देखो this is the first time this paper is happening. ठीक है, so जो भी हम लोग लेके चलेंगे, it will obviously be a estimate. Okay. Yeah, Shashank, you were saying something?
I'm simply saying that I think we are going to have more clarity after 4th because they are going to release one official mock test. So after 4th, we are going to have better clarity that what is going to be the higher average, what exactly in higher maths they are going to ask. Till then, everything is tentative. So no one knows for sure.
I will take one more example इसके अंदर. Which is the other paper which has questions from maths of 11th 12th. It is IIM Indore IP Math. Okay, now when you compare that paper also, typically in that paper 1/4 of the questions are from higher maths, so-called higher maths. मेरे को terminology पसंद नहीं है higher maths की, but I use it because everyone says the same thing. So maths of 11th 12th typically comprises 1/4 of the question in IP Math Indore, and I would expect the same thing out here. Because all they want to do is they want to check कि थोड़ी बहुत higher maths so-called आती है कि नहीं, and basics अगर वो खाली, if they put only the maths question of 11th 12th, then it becomes a knowledge paper. But they also want to check your aptitude and your ability to think logically, which is why they will go to questions from the other side also. So my guess is 1/4 question from 11th 12th maths and 3/4 from question from other topics for which you have studied till class 12th. Shubham, grammar पढ़ने का तो time नहीं है. Okay, but there are specific kind of errors which are there. You need to focus on those kind of errors. Okay, with the paper in around कब है 13 December है ना, if I remember correctly.
Okay. 13 December.
Yeah, with the paper on 13 December, you can't really do anything much in terms of grammar. But can you look at all the grammar questions you have gone through so far, and make sure you go through them 2-3 times, and you'll find there are specific kind of grammar errors which are checked. Just focus on them. So your study material में, your mocks में, whatever questions of grammar are there, make sure you have done them 2-3 times. It will take care of most of the issues for you.
So mocks, in mocks we are trying to create that is most expected. So I would say if you go through our mocks, then I think that is going to help you a lot. So एक बार
शशांक,
mocks देख
ये अपडेटेड है क्या ये वाला?
कौन सा?
This graph is updated?
नहीं,
Yeah.
मैं अपडेटेड वाला शेयर करता हूँ.
Just share the updated one. I think इसमें गलती है.
ठीक है.
Okay, guys, what we'll do is we'll put up a few videos because कई methods हमने जो दिए यहाँ पे maybe it will not be very clear to many of you. What we will do is we'll create a video and share those solutions and we'll call them जुगाड़ solutions. In fact, CAT के लिए MBA के लिए हम वही करते हैं. So we'll start doing that for you guys also.
And that is going to be in the booster analysis. And we'll add up a video in the your my zone that where you can watch the those jugaad solutions and all.
Yeah, Shashank.
This is the graph. Rahul, I think this is the graph. You see.
Yeah, this is fine now. So I would say 130, 120 के नीचे score नहीं होना चाहिए था, which is a 90 percentile score. And why am I saying 90 percentile instead of 95 percentile? Because mocks are typically taken by the serious candidates who prepare well, and many students just go and take the paper, and the mocks में जो percentile दिखेगा, in your actual exam the percentile will be higher. So if you are 90 percentile typically in the mocks, in CAT in your IMB exam UG paper, you will become 95 or 97 percentile. So 5, 6, 7 percentile jump always happens, which is why I would look at 90 odd percentile to be the benchmark out here for you. So 120 odd is what
122 around. Now this is Shubhan's question. Do this program?
Yeah, this is the first time the program is happening. They will definitely try to put a placement process also. Don't worry about it. And IIM के नाम से placement मिल जाएगी. Harshit saying, how should one practice?
I would like to add one thing that though they haven't promised any placement, लेकिन वो तो शायद MBA के लिए भी promise नहीं करते.
नहीं, MBA में भी नहीं promise होता है.
हाँ, so but they will get you placed. Don't worry about it. Now, how should one practice QA, sir? What's your opinion on this question? How should one practice QA in last few days?
देखो, in the last few days, what I would suggest is look at the papers and look at which are the questions which you should be attempting definitely. Now, when you look at the paper analysis, you can classify questions into 2 categories or rather 3 categories. Should not have attempted at all, should definitely have attempted, should have attempted if I have time. Go round 1, round 2, round 3 के question identify कर लो. If you do that for a few papers, you will start getting the hang of which are the questions you should be doing. Secondly, the round 2 questions are the ones which are either a little confusing for you or they take time. Those are the questions you should revise. So in all the mocks that you have taken so far, or you will take going forward, in each of these papers, the round 2 question of quant are what you should revise on a regular basis. हर 2-3 दिन में बैठ के उनको एक बार कर लो. What that will do is it will increase your speed in those round 2 questions and it will ensure you don't make a mistake in those questions. So both speed as well as accuracy are a function of revision. So revision का process चालू करना जरूरी है इसके लिए.
And one more thing, that when you are going to solve a mock, I would say when you're solving a mock, and after that I would say analyze the mock properly, and after 1 week go to the previous mocks that you have solved before. So for example, we are standing at mock 5 or mock 6 today. Now this is a good time to go back to mock 1 that you have done previously, so that you will have a better idea that did you learn those concepts or not. Because when you solve the question immediately after mock, you tend to get a higher score. लेकिन 2 हफ्ते 3 हफ्ते बाद जब तुम वापस जाते हो योर स्कोर सीम्स टू बी ड्रॉप. सो इसका मतलब तुम्हें उस टाइम तो समझ में आया था बट यू डोंट हैव द क्लैरिटी राइट. Rahul is saying that the questions in the mocks are harder than they are in IIM or IIM Indore. I would like to say that the paper is not more difficult. Just that we had more number of questions of higher maths in this exam, because when they shared the syllabus for the exam, they have explicitly mentioned that it is NCERT class 10, class 11, class 12. So we are having more questions of higher maths as compared to IPM इंदौर. So इसलिए ऐसा लग रहा है कि तुमको शायद ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है लेकिन उतना डिफिकल्ट है नहीं. JP sir, question for you.
Yeah. No, I would not say you need to tag them as round 1, round 2. You just start attempting. So look at the question, read the question, ask yourself, do you know exactly what is to be done? If the answer is yes, ask yourself, do you think you can do it in a short span of time? If the answer is do it. Otherwise, अगर लगता है कि समझ ही नहीं आया तो छोड़ दो. And if you think you have understood but you're not sure about it, mark for review and move on. So do it question by question. Don't have to spend 5-10 minutes first going through the entire paper to identify questions की जरूरत नहीं है मेरे ख्याल से. Yeah. Okay. Shashank, I think this covers all the questions.
Yes.
या कुछ बचा तो नहीं है?
नहीं. Every
ठीक है. So चलो, let's close this and we'll come back again with the next paper. And in the meanwhile, we'll see if we can create those videos for all the papers that we have given you. Okay.
Fine.
Okay then. Good night. All the best.
Good night.